no stories, no him and girls at college, nothing.
Yeah, that's true. And, listen. Again, I don't want to digress too much on this because I'm not. I'm attacking the idea. I'm attacking the people that are utilizing the idea. So he's complicit in all this thievery and corruption. So Obama is technically everyone smiles and laughs, but he should really be impeached because. I mean, he's declaring wars, he's having military actions without congressional approval, totally against the Constitution, taking the United Nations and NATO's orders. But that aside, I don't want to bash the president because our next president, unless it's a liberty-minded president that is awake and aware and will change what's going on, okay? The previous president, all the presidents in recent history since World War II at least, and probably before that. Well, as far as corruption, much before that. They're complicit in this scheme.
Yeah, all of them basically go back. When you study hard enough, even someone like Lincoln. I love Lincoln when studying history, but again, having to be 100% honest, Lincoln was related to the Rothschilds. A lot about his history I found out was a lie, and every single president from George Washington till now, a part of the bloodline, are a part of it. It's just that we've had a couple of presidents, even though they're part of the bloodline, that have strayed away. We're like a JFK. We all know the Kennedys are part of the bloodline. They're big time family. They thought Kennedy, we got him on the hook. He wants to just have sex with people. He's a partier. He's part of the group. He's going to do what we say. Didn't know that Kennedy would actually care about civil rights.
Real issues.
Lincoln.
Yes. He was
Lincoln's one of us. But they didn't think that Lincoln eventually would turn around and be like, you know what? I don't want to deal with the British banking system. And he actually cared about America and tried to help America. So then they turned around and capped him. Andrew Jackson, Freemason, involved in the whole thing. Puts an end to the bankers, pays off the thing. He gets shot. The first president shot. Not killed, but shot. So, whoever we look at from Washington till now is, they're not there by chance.
Yeah, presidents, like Roosevelt, FDR said, presidents are selected, not elected.
Yeah.
And that is true here. And when you buck the trend, you're demonized or called a nut or called a radical or called whatever else. And if you really become a threat, then they're going to try to pull out more guns. And literally, they'll shoot you down.
Accident.
Yeah, they'll shoot you down, exactly. It really is an establishment. I talk about the New World Order all the time, and again, a lot of the reason why people think that you're nuts is because
they never heard it before.
They don't understand what it is. They can't believe.
It's the movie. They're stuck in that mind control movie stuff.
I don't know, but
that's how I see it.
You have to understand that there is a collectivist, okay? The owners of these 147 companies that literally have their fingers in spider webs into everything, which I reported on in an earlier show. These corporations like Goldman Sachs and Kuhn and Loeb and obviously Chase and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. It's these bloodline families, like he said, bloodline, and they literally own or have controlling interests in all of the things, so they can manipulate what we perceive to be reality.
Mm-hmm.
So they're giving us a false reality. I talked about this the other day, and it's exactly that. It's like we live in a fishbowl, and they're living outside of it,
mm-hmm.
And they see everything that they can walk out of the room and continue to see the world, where we're in this room that this fish tank is in.
Mm-hmm.
So the more that you resist that and show people that this is really what's going on. Now, they said this came on the news. This is reported. Mainstream news even reports, and they report it as a joke that they're fifth cousins and 15th cousins, and that's absolutely true.
I remember Obama about Dick Cheney. It was
Dick
on like
Cheney
BET or
and
something.
Obama are related.
Sitting there,
that's right.
Like, oh yeah,
that's right.
We're not going to be at family get-togethers, but yeah.
But that is true because literally it is done, and this is by design. Because again, this is a scientific dictatorship. It's a technocracy that they're putting together here, and these elite are behind. They're absolutely crazed. They literally intermingle with themselves. They commingle their bodies. They're inbreeding. They inbreed it for generations, and inbreed families, the certain families, so that they can contain their wealth.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, it's maniacal.
You know, that's like the Princess Diana thing was a perfect
And people say I'm crazy, I'm like, and these people are doing this, and I'm like, it makes me insane.
Yeah, well,
because
that's why
they're hurting us. See, if they were, look, if they did this and left me alone, and they just want to be rich, insane, crazy people, and fuck horses or whatever they like to do, all right, go ahead. I mean, my wife would have a problem with that because of the PETA, but you know what I mean, all right? Fine, but they don't want to do that. They want to control us, depopulate us, and literally tax us to death. They just bring us to serfdom and enslave us. That is something that is going to happen if we don't wake up.
Yeah, that's why waking up people is the most important thing. I mean, we're not gonna storm the Rothschilds' house and get rid of these people. It's not gonna happen. But the more people get awakened, and the more people are talking and have our eyes on them, they have to take a step back. Like you said, they could still go bang your horse, go dance in the woods, but don't sit here and say you're going to pass a law that you could come to my house and arrest me for no reason being an American citizen. Things like that, we can't allow this. This is why we got to wake people up. Not so we have some militia or V for Vendetta and we just march. That's really unrealistic, and we shouldn't be aiming for that, because that's very dangerous right there.
That's insane. Well, the whole thing, the idea is to waken the people up because they are cowards. They will back down. They will back down. Now, then here's the thing, and you got to be careful, all right? Because look, you say, well, look at all this corruption. Hey, look, all of a sudden, hey, they're a Bank of America's gotten punished, $330 billion. They're being punished because of the mortgage fraud. Ooh, slap on the wrist. Well, it's funny that their punishment is about equal to the money that they made over the last 2 years laundering drugs. So, and then they were slapped on the wrist for that. So don't think that this is like, this is just to appease the people. And they'll do that. They'll take the cut, and they'll cut, and then what they'll do with that is they'll lay off workers, and they'll make the economy worse. And they will, pretty much cut as much employment as they need to make back that number. And continue to fleece the population with fees and other things that they'll try to sneak by.
Yeah, so please spend your time with your family, educating people. Don't I've met people that know stuff maybe more than me and you, or know a lot of stuff for years, and they won't say nothing because they're afraid.
Yeah, you have to talk.
There's a lot of people that know that ain't opening their mouth. You're afraid of being called crazy. You're afraid of losing friends or whatever your status is, but this is life and death, and right now, take this moment when you're with your family, the people most important to you, to get this message out. Don't talk about the stupid things, really just get into it. We can't stop. They're not going to stop.
Well, that's right. In fact,
who knows? Let's talk, since it is Christmas, like the whole thing with the Federal Reserve, they did it on a Christmas where they waited till everybody was home, with their family,
snuck it under the rug,
and then go and pass the law. So, you got to also pay attention, see if anything happens while the people are worrying
sleeping
about Satan Klaus.
Well, people are sleeping, so that they're not really worried about too much. They just think they have a lot. See, people have a lot of faith. And this is what's evil about this. Now, positive mental attitude, being positive, doing right things, doing good, is how you should live your life. But when you try to manipulate a situation by using that same philosophy in a hopeless case, it's sort of like the Nazis telling that, go ahead, we will give you showers and you'll have fine accommodations and we'll take care of you, everything will be good and there'll be food, and you come. And that's what's going on here. And that's a damn good analogy. That's what's going on here. So these FEMA camps, they've got them activated now. Even all the leading candidates, with the exception of Ron Paul, are not even addressing this SD, the Security Act, 1867. Not even talking about it.
No.
Not even talking about it.
Just non-stop ads for drug commercials, buy a Lexus for your wife for Christmas, and all this nonsense.
Pharmaceutical commercials.
And don't forget basketballs here for Christmas.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful.
$18 million to run up and down the court.
And then Eric Blair, interesting name, pen name.
Bloodline?
Eric Blair from the Activist Post was just mentioning that some other things have happened. Of course, we know that there's, in this law, which is insane, is a $662 billion proposal, which of course legalizes bestiality, indefinite detention of Americans. In Section 954, titled Military Activities in Cyberspace, had received absolutely no debate in Congress as well as the media, and the section clearly states, Congress affirms that the Department of Defense has the capability upon the direction of the President to conduct offensive operations in cyberspace to defend our nation's allies and interests. And there's virtually no debate on this provision, which basically means that they can just, well, they're already doing it. Pretty much infiltrating what we say.
And
Censorship.
That's,
exactly. And
that's bad.
It's very bad. Very bad.
Because this is the one thing.
That's how you know you have a closing society, when they try to censor the truth. That's the whole thing.
It also shows that we're winning.
We're winning. If you show people the truth, if you, this is just, I don't know how else to put this, but if something is true, and you know it to be true, and your colleagues and your friends are being demonized and being arrested and harassed for the truth and taken away, how many of the people that you know in your lives that didn't believe you would believe you if you were gone? Is that what it's going to take for them to wake up? Mm-hmm. That you and your family, that you're going to go and have the holidays with Christmas and Hanukkah and all the holiday,
Yeah, does it take the military kicking in
does
your door?
Does it take right? Exactly.
Presents?
Yeah.
To your family?
Exactly. More or less to make that happen. Or that somebody in your family that, speaking of people that are awake and their family, don't understand, or they can't, they don't want to believe it. It might take that, because you have to just realize that they're not going to believe this until they take you away to a FEMA camp. And then they're going to all say, oh my God, the guy was right. See, that's what we're trying to prevent here. Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to say somehow that all these people, that we're all dangerous, we're a threat.
And we are to them, technically.
We are a threat. But we're a threat to tyranny. Mm-hmm. That's what, see, it's like, it's so simple. A child can understand this. Why would it be such a problem for me to do this? Why would they shut down my Facebook page, 5,000 people, cut down my YouTube page, my friend Chris Freedom Flowers 16 times? Why do they do this? Because we're lying?
Truth is powerful.
Because we're speaking the truth.
And they need you to be asleep. They need you to
be asleep. They need you to be staring at the TV, not paying attention.
Controlled media. The message is so controlled.
You got to take.
There's not like an ounce of truth on television. I really can't take it. See, I'm getting worked up now just thinking about it.
Go ahead, man.
It's the TV.
Rant. That's why we're here.
I'm going to be going tomorrow, Christmas Eve. You might be doing the show tomorrow. I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be going to New York to see my family. And right away, it's always the TV. Walk into anybody's house, and it's everybody's, living room watching TV or something.
It's the glow at night. You go down a street.
And it's also
the glow in the windows.
I sit there, and it's just the commercials. The minute the commercials and just everything.
Pharmaceuticals.
For someone who doesn't watch it, like you say, turn off your television. I turned my television off 3 years ago. I'm way beyond the television world. So now I walk in or in the bank, and I'm sitting there and behind the flat screen, and I'm looking
everywhere.
It's weird to me now, and I just see all the messages and all the propaganda, and everybody, and I gotta watch my family and everyone just sit there and love it. No, just be happy, just enjoy, not realizing, what they're being programmed, and they sit, and everybody thinks that they're special. That I'm not being programmed. I know where the information.
Sure you do.
No, you don't. The songs, everything is mind control.
Totally.
Which I can't wait to get into one day. You see, I get pumped with this.
Well, let's go. This is the whole thing. It's sort of an open forum today because the show that we were planning, I was planning to do a whole big coverage of the Club of Rome. But since, again, Vinny's going to be, not being here tomorrow, and I don't even think we're going to have a live broadcast tomorrow because if it's not through live stream,
Informed radio.
I don't know if they're going to have this. I got to speak to Truth War and to the Rev and see.
They might be
Reverend
down
Jay.
for the holidays.
They might be down for the holidays.